This organization is special. It means so much to so many people. It's a special place to work, too. Our staff...
The baseball world never saw it coming. What began as a quiet off-season discussion inside the corridors of Busch Stadium has exploded into one of the most dramatic storylines Major League Baseball could imagine, igniting a storm of division, fury, uncertainty, and raw emotion inside the St. Louis Cardinals organization. A franchise defined by tradition, loyalty, class, and calculated decision-making is suddenly at war with itself. And at the center of the storm stands Nolan Arenado, one of baseball's greatest third basemen of the modern era. But this isn't simply about baseball talent, numbers, or contracts anymore. This is about pride. This is about philosophy. This is about the future of a franchise desperately trying to rediscover its identity while its leadership spirals into a heated internal civil war. And shockingly, the Los Angeles Angels, a franchise often ridiculed for chaos of its own, have become the epicenter of this unfolding drama, circling like sharks in the water as St. Louis tears itself apart from the inside. The voices getting louder, the debates getting harsher, the front office room turning into a battlefield of ideologies, and somewhere in the middle, Chaim and Oliver Marmol stand on opposite sides, locked in a bitter, emotional, philosophical war regarding one single question. Should the Cardinals trade Nolan Arenado to the Los Angeles Angels? And the shocking truth is, that trade might be closer than anyone ever imagined. To understand how we got here, you have to go back to the frustration boiling inside St. Louis over the last few seasons. A franchise historically known for excellence, playoff appearances, and championship pedigree has instead been drowning in mediocrity, inconsistency, and a deep sense of underachievement. Fans began demanding accountability. Analysts started questioning organizational direction. Former players openly wondered what happened to the franchise they once loved. Ownership responded by cleaning house, restructuring, and appointing Chaim, a figure known for bold decisions, ruthless rationality, and willingness to reshape a franchise regardless of emotional backlash. His reputation? He doesn't do sentimental baseball. He does winning baseball, or at least what he believes builds winning futures. Then, standing firmly on the other side, we have Oliver Marmol, the fiery, emotionally invested manager who still believes baseball is played by people, not spreadsheets. He believes in heart. He believes in leadership. And above everything, he believes Nolan Arenado is the soul of the Cardinals clubhouse, and the last person the franchise should ever consider shipping away. So when whispers began that the Los Angeles Angels had approached St. Louis about Arenado, things escalated quickly. Inside meetings, Bloom reportedly laid out his argument with cold, calculated clarity. Arenado is aging. His contract is significant. The Cardinals need controllable young arms. The team needs flexibility. The franchise needs to think long-term, not emotionally. According to internal sources, Bloom believes this is the moment to maximize Arenado's value before his decline begins. He sees opportunity. He sees leverage. He sees a chance to correct years of mismanagement. To Bloom, a trade is strategy, business, logic. But for Marmol, it felt like betrayal. Because to Oliver Marmol, Nolan Arenado isn't just another player. He's the heartbeat, the mentor, the warrior who refuses to give up on a single pitch, the one who stayed loyal when he could have asked out, the one who believes in the Cardinals' crest as deeply as anyone wearing it. Arenado plays hurt, plays angry, plays passionate, and Marmol believes removing him destroys the emotional core of the clubhouse. Reports describe heated conversations, raised voices, emotional pleas, and a manager fighting like a man trying to protect something sacred. Marmol has reportedly argued that trading Arenado isn't simply losing a bat, it's tearing leadership apart. It's sending a message to the team that loyalty is meaningless. It's signaling that the Cardinals are surrendering instead of fighting. And that's where the Los Angeles Angels come barreling into the storyline. Because while St. Louis battles itself psychologically, the Angels see opportunity. They see a superstar replacement after losing generational talent. They see marketability. They see power. They see credibility restored. Arenado in Los Angeles? It's the kind of blockbuster that transforms narratives, electrifies a fan base, and forces baseball to pay attention. Imagine it. Nolan Arenado in Angels red. Hollywood spotlight. Southern California Energy. A franchise desperately searching for identity suddenly getting one of the most respected competitors in the sport. For the Angels, this is more than a trade target. It's a resurrection plan. And according to growing reports, negotiations are very real. Behind closed doors, scenarios are being constructed. Angels prospects are being examined. The words aggressive pursuit have been floated. This isn't fantasy talk anymore. This is strategic chess. And every move inches Arenado closer to potentially packing his bags. But here's where the story twists deeper. This isn't just Bloom versus Marmol anymore. This is St. Louis fans versus front office. This is clubhouse loyalty versus analytics. This is tradition versus future. Fans have erupted across social media, sports radio, and stadium conversations. Many believe trading Arenado would represent organizational surrender, a humiliating admission that the franchise failed to build around its superstars. Others argue Bloom is right, that emotions have blinded the team for years and bold decisions are needed to secure tomorrow. Inside the clubhouse, reports suggest players are nervous, tense, and bracing for the unthinkable. Arenado himself is said to be stunned, struggling to comprehend how a franchise he committed his heart to is even contemplating sending him away. He loves St. Louis. He respects its history. He believed he would finish his career wearing the birds on the bat logo. Now that foundation feels like it's cracking beneath him. Tension, silence, whispers. Players wondering who's next. Players questioning stability. A team emotionally shaken before spring training even begins. Meanwhile, inside the front office, heated war room debates continue daily. Bloom reportedly feels pressure. Marmol refuses to back down. Ownership watches nervously, knowing whatever decision they approve will define their legacy for years. But here's the dramatic core of this storyline. If the Cardinals trade Arenado, they are rewriting who they are as a franchise. This is not a minor transaction. This is not depth management. This is not optional. This is identity altering. Arenado was supposed to be the piece that symbolized St. Louis ambition. He was the big swing, the statement move, the moment the Cardinals proved they still belonged among baseball's giants. Trading him away, especially to a franchise like the Angels, who desperately need credibility, flips that narrative upside down. It tells fans the Cardinals are rebuilding, whether they want to say the word or not. It tells players that leadership stability is an illusion. And it tells the entire league that St. Louis, once feared, once respected, is now uncertain. Bloom knows this. And while he may be willing to endure backlash for what he believes strengthens the future, Marmol believes some things are too sacred to gamble. Reports say Bloom has grown frustrated with what he views as emotional resistance to progress. Marmol, meanwhile, has reportedly told those close to him that if Arenado goes, something inside the team dies with him. And while they battle, the Angels wait, watching, ready. Because from their perspective, they aren't inheriting a controversy. They'd be receiving a warrior, a marketing hero, a player who can change a franchise mindset overnight. They see Arenado smiling in California sunshine, taking ground balls with fire in his eyes, stepping into a lineup immediately demanding respect. And make no mistake, the Angels are pushing hard. They know this might be their rare chance to steal a superstar from a franchise emotionally conflicted. They know pressure inside St. Louis helps them. They know if Bloom wins the internal war, Arenado may very well become their next franchise pillar. The baseball world is stunned watching all of this unfold in real time. Analysts argue on television daily. Former Cardinals legends subtly voice concern. Fans plead for sanity. Rumor accounts explode with speculation, and every passing hour feels like a ticking clock towards a defining moment. Will Bloom force the future by shipping Arenado to Los Angeles? Will Marmol's emotional defense of his star keep Arenado safe? Will ownership dare choose a side and live with the consequences forever? There are no easy decisions left, no safe escape. And Nolan Arenado waits. Whatever St. Louis does next will shape the franchise's destiny. Stuck between loyalty and uncertainty. caught in the crossfire of power and philosophy, wondering whether the team he fought for will fight for him in return. And that is where we stand right now. A baseball civil war, an exploding trade frenzy, a philosophical clash at the highest level, the Angels circling, the Cardinals fracturing, Arenado's future dangerously hanging in the balance. Will Nolan Arenado remain the beating heart of St. Louis? Or will he become the newest shining star under California lights? The baseball world watches, the tension rises, the decision is coming. And when it arrives, baseball will never be the same.